I feel like I have to start this video off by justifying its existence. Yeah, you read that title right. I have over 500 hours in this stupid kids game about popping balloons with monkeys. Like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What I meant to say is, welcome to my 500-hour review for Bloons Tower Defense 6. I feel like my last 500-hour review was more justified because I reviewed a MOBA, and it makes more sense to have lots of hours on that type of game, but for this game, yeah, I know some people are looking at me crazy. I also know this game has a big community who will back me up. Right, guys? Well, there's a lot of explanation and things to get into when it comes into my experience and the game itself. First, I'll give a brief summary of the game, and then I'll get into my experience and opinions. If you already understand this game, then I'd skip to this time on the screen. Alright, so this game is pretty simple. It's a tower defense game, and your towers are the monkeys, and you're defending against the balloons. Sounds pretty simple for a tower defense game, right? And it mostly is. It's just that over time, each game in the series got more in depth, like adding towers, upgrades, and just more depth. I only briefly wanted to explain this game because I'm sure a lot of you already know it. And if you don't, it'll be more fun just jumping into it and talking about it rather than me just explaining everything. So with all that being said, let's move on to the review. Alright guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to start this review. It's like when you know or care so much about a certain topic that your brain just overloads thinking about it. It's kinda sad that I'm saying that about a game where monkeys pop balloons, but hey, it's true. I honestly feel like I have to start out by addressing the title and saying Bloons Tower Defense 6 is probably the best tower defense game so far. I honestly feel pretty comfortable saying that, considering the other options we have in the tower defense genre. Like, other than Bloons Tower Defense, what are some other big tower defense games you can think of? Plants vs. Zombies? Maybe Kingdom Rush? Now, don't get me wrong, those are respectively good games. I just think Bloons Tower Defense is on another level. On a surface level, there's something about the charm of this game. Everything just feels more lively, from the maps, to the music, and to the towers. Even the monkeys feel more alive with how they move. They don't feel like lifeless structures like in most other tower defense games. Speaking of the towers, they have a lot of depth with all of their upgrades and cross paths and everything. There are over 20 towers, and with all the upgrades and combinations, there's a lot of variety and replayability within the gameplay. Now, speaking of replayability, yeah, I have over 500 hours on this game, so they must be doing something right. Ever since Bloons Tower Defense 5, there has been so many medals and different ways to play the game. This alone can be enough of a reason to play the game a lot, but there's also a really fun and long leveling system with skill points, and after 500 hours, I'm still not the max level. Something that goes hand in hand with the leveling system and replayability is the updates and achievements. If you saw my evolution of the Bloons Tower Defense series video, I mentioned how they still have been updating Bloons Tower Defense 5 for over 10 years now, and I imagine Bloons Tower Defense 6 will get the same treatment. Like, every time I get bored, there's a new update around the corner. It's really cool when they add a new tower, map, or anything. I would have quit this game a long time ago if it wasn't for all of these features. It's really amazing to see the community come together and get hyped when there's a new tower or hero. Oh yeah, and speaking of heroes, they are a new addition to this game. I really like them, and it feels like each individual game you play has more longevity. Along with all of these features, there are new currencies and game modes surrounding these new currencies. For example, they have the trophy store where you can get cool cosmetics for free with this in-game currency, and the way you get it is pretty cool. So they brought back the Odyssey from the last game, and to me, this is one of the best parts of the game in my opinion. It can be rewarding and challenging, but along with this, they also added races. I think this is a really cool way to challenge players and have them compete. You can get varying rewards depending on how you do. I just think it's really cool with all these modes and different ways to play this game. But I couldn't mention all this without bringing up the co-op. This is something they had in the last game, but for some reason I didn't care as much about it. I really like going for medals in this game, and it seems more fun to collect those in this game than the last one. Along with using emotes, skins, and just the overall interaction, I think co-op is one of the biggest strengths of Bloons Tower Defense 6. I feel like this is a prime game in the series where it has a lot of elements from the games before it, while adding new and exciting features to make it different, like Bloons Tower Defense 4 and 5. I didn't want to go in too much detail with anything because I didn't want this to be a 30-minute long video. The biggest reason why I made this video was to make sure that the 500 hours on this game wasn't all for nothing, you feel me? Like, there's only a handful of games I have with this much playtime. So please like the video so I know I didn't waste 1,000 hours of my life. But for real, I am both proud and embarrassed of my dedication to this game and series. I didn't expect to enjoy this game as much as I do, and I even plan on having other reviews if I reach a certain milestone like 750 hours or maybe even 1,000 hours just to talk about my experience. I know those hours sound crazy right now, but I can imagine it happening over time. But after all that praise, I'm just gonna list a bunch of features and reasons at the top of my head why I like this game so much and why I have so many hours on it. The biggest reason being the replayability with all the medals and maps and variety in the game. There's a good sense of progression with everything like leveling up, the game's difficulty, and even the currencies. I don't spend real money on microtransactions, I only spend monkey money, which feels like a fair in-game currency, but there's also the trophy store and earning stuff over there. Going hand in hand with that is the Odyssey and the races. I really like all the stats they keep track of and the fact that you get a profile. It just feels like every match you play matters because of these stats. Also, the towers are really cool and fun to upgrade, along with them being in 3D for the very first time. I also think heroes are a great addition to the game. Co-op is better than ever in my opinion, and something that I think is a pretty big deal is the updates and events. This is usually what I look forward to the most, and is something that should be very appreciated from Ninja Kiwi. The events keep the game more lively, and the updates give you a reason to keep playing. I definitely would have quit by now if there were no updates at all. We've had this game for a few years now, and I expect it to keep going strong for many years to come until one day when we get Bloons Tower Defense 7. So there you guys have it, my review for Bloons Tower Defense 6. I know this review doesn't go in too much depth, and there isn't much of a reason to review this game at this point, but I just wanted to talk about one of my favorite games and some of my experience with it. Also take note of when I made this video because some things I said or the footage can be outdated. You can check the description for more detail. This video was made more for fun, so my bad if I didn't go in enough detail for you, but I still think it's crazy that I have so much time on this game, and the fact that I know I'm not even close to being done. Ninja Kiwi basically has my soul at this point. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was kinda random and didn't have much of a direction, but I still hope it was enjoyable. Please leave a like if you did enjoy it. This is one of my longer videos I had to make. Drop a comment telling me how many hours you have on this game. I'd really like to know and compare it to my hours. Don't forget to subscribe if you've been enjoying the content. Check the screen and in the description for more Bloons Tower Defense videos. You should also check out my other 500-hour review. Thank you guys for watching the entire video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.